You found the G spot, the wrestling G spot that is. I'm Guersan, and this is my recap and review of yesterday's SmackDown for February 20th. So last night's Raw was pretty good. Actually, SmackDown usually has the strongest matches, while Raw has the strongest stories. And yesterday, Raw was all about wrestling, no stories. So SmackDown had pretty big shoes to fill, and they pretty much failed. So SmackDown opened up with an interview with AJ Styles about the Fatal 5-Way, talking about anyone else that can get pinned so he could lose the belt. He then gets interrupted by Baron Corbin that says that he beat AJ at both their US title matches, so he's got his number. He himself then gets caught by Kevin Owens that comes back with his conspiracy theory, saying he only lost his last week's match because he didn't have the time to prepare like Sami did, and that Sami dropped the ball. And then comes down Shane O'Mac that declares a match for Kevin Owens versus Ziggler, so to see if he could do better than Sami did, and that match starts right now. So, as you would expect, two great technician guys. They actually had a good match. Owens won with a super kick after Sami Zayn came ringside to distract Ziggler, as usual. So that wasn't short-lived, and Owens picked that win. Now it's a promo, basically, of Jinder Mahal speaking about Bobby Roode's top 10 list, which Bobby stands on top, and Bobby comes down saying that it's not his list, and then Jinder tries to pit Orton against Roode, saying a whole bunch of things that Roode might have said. Well, saying that Roode says that about Orton and blah blah blah, and then Roode says that he's basically never said any of those things, so he's not biting on, and eventually that goes down until Orton comes down himself and takes out Jinder, and then tries an RKO on Bobby, but Bobby counters with a glorious DDT, saying basically, fool me once, shame on you, but you won't fool me twice. Then when celebrating, Bobby basically Jinder comes back up and then lays down Bobby. So Jinder is the one on top at the end of that segment again. We then switch backstage, and there's a segment with Shane and Daniel Bryan discussing Bobby's match. Daniel wants basically Bobby versus Jinder, and Shane wants Bobby versus Orton. And Shane basically ends up saying that it's going to be his way, and that's the match that's going to count. After that, it's time for SmackDown's own 6-woman tag match with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus the Riot Squad. Good match. It ended up with Ruby getting the pin on Becky. I actually can't wait for them to start to do something with Becky. It seems they're not doing anything with her. She's so great. It's a total waste not to have her do anything or even have a story for her. So that really sucks. They haven't done anything since they brought her back. There's another backstage segment, this time with Sami confirming his loyalty to Kevin Owens and that he's got his back, and so I guess Sami's gonna betray Owens at Fastlane now. That's usually how these goes. Still backstage, we have the New Day giving pancakes to a crew member before the New Day and Benjamin Gable's team match go. All guys that usually have pretty strong match in there, so I definitely expected much more from that match. Woods did end up getting the Shining Wizard on Benjamin for the pin, but yeah, I definitely expected a lot more from that match. Following the match of Bludgeon Brother, Harper and Rowan, they walk down as the New Day tries to exit. No altercation there after all. Expected they would maybe beat them or something, but nope, nothing happened. Then from coming back from the commercial break, there's Charlotte saying that she don't mind putting her title on the line to get to Ruby, and then we actually have the Bludgeon Brother match, and it's against two jobbers that they don't even bother to name on commentary, and they don't even have their name on screen. So I have no idea who those guys were. but they basically just get destroyed without getting a move on. So it's just another useless match for the Bludgeon Bros. Don't know when they're gonna allow them to actually have matches against real superstars and just doing something else than destroying jobbers. But yeah, total miss there. We do have then another backstage segment, this time with Ruby Riott, saying that next week she's going to face Naomi, and also confirming a title match with Charlotte at Fastlane. We do have another backstage promo of Baron Corbin, saying that he's going to be the new WWE Champion at Fastlane. And before his match go on, we have a short vignette of Shinsuke Nakamura that basically shows us everything he's done in the last 2 months or so. So I guess the only purpose of that vignette was to show us that Shinsuke was still there, even though he's not on the show this week. They just wanted to remind us of him. So to close up, we get the AJ versus Corbin match. The match was, as I couldn't put it, better than usual for Corbin, thanks to AJ, but not as good as usual for AJ, thanks to Corbin. AJ got the pin with the phenomenal forearm. They probably dropped the ball there. Could have had Baron win that match so that he could be considered a stronger contender for the belt. Instead, they decided to do it another way, which at the end of the show, Owens and Sami came to the ring, beat up AJ, and Don Corbin took them both out with his finisher. So I guess they decided to do that with Corbin so that he ended up on top. I was pretty sure that Corbin would end up on top whatever way they would do it, just so that he could be considered a possible guy to maybe win the title, even though we all know he doesn't stand a chance. But that's how they decided to go. So fairly weak show for this week. Not really impressed with what SmackDown's been doing lately. It seems they're dropping the ball every week. It's not that great of a show, while Raw remains a superior show. So that's it for this week's SmackDown. Hopefully you guys liked it better than I did. If you have comments, feel free to leave them. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you're not already a sub on my channel, make sure to do so to be kept when I post new stuff. If you haven't clicked the little bell for notification, make sure you do so you'll get those notifications, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again later. Ciao.